Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Coach Red, where we bring you all the news, stories, takes, and opinions about your favorite teams from the Pacific Northwest, from the good to the bad to the Mariners.
The Mariners, baby. We're getting closer to baseball season, to Mariner time.
One day closer every day.
Every day. It's just another day closer to the Mariners.
Mariners made some moves. We'll definitely be talking about Mariners, but we're still kind of a little hung up on a magical carpet ride that we were taken on by the Seattle Seahawks that was a little unexpected, and we've kind of broke that down a little bit. We did some rookie report cards postseason, but now it's off-season time for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of decisions that need to be made when it comes to personnel, and Lefty and myself are going to be playing some GM today. But before we do that, why don't we tell you a little bit about us? You know, if you're looking for a GM that is
Gangsta man.
Just doing it gangsta.
He's a gangsta man, not a GM.
Maybe it's me. I don't even know. Could be. Maybe. And if you think it is me, why don't you go over and hit me up on Twitter at The Real Coach Red, on Instagram at @the_Real_Coach Red. Also hop over to YouTube, Kicking It with Coach Red. This episode may or may not be on there. We will see. Our video technician is out sick this week, so we will have to wait and see. If you're looking for a Wunderkid,
Wunderkid.
just the young guy with sharp mind, maybe you want to go check out Lefty France.
What up, peeps? Follow me on Twitter at Lefty France, on Instagram at DFrance13. Go over and follow the pod while you're at it, at Coach Red Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Hey, follow us. Do it.
While you're at it, go over on Twitter and YouTube. Go follow Killing Cain, who can't be with us today. But I will say this, with him being out, and you being in this week, the Coach Red Pod, follows, do it has a little bit more punch when you do it, because it's your go-to moniker, and I love it.
I'm gonna get it tatted on my chest. No regrets.
No regrets, baby. Not even one letter.
Not even one letter.
So we're gonna play a little GM, and we're gonna be talking about 10 pending free agents for the Seahawks. And you know, sometimes we're cool, sometimes we're a little hip. So we're gonna go with the trend of maybe social dating. Social dating. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Online dating.
Online, yeah. Like
you got
Tinder.
all the apps, and you're swiping left and swiping right. But we're gonna go with a little smash or pass. So we are either going to smash because we would like to with that player, or we're gonna pass on this one. Not meeting all the credentials. That picture looked great, but I read the bio, as every good gentleman does.
Catfish.
Didn't like what I saw in the bio, but the picture still looked good. But we're gonna pass on this one.
Yeah, we're gonna pass.
But we got 10 guys. We're gonna go at them somewhat rapid fire, and we're gonna say if we'll smash, if we'll pass, and the reason why we will do either.
Mm-hmm.
So start off with a guy. His name is Nick Bellore, linebacker / fullback / special team standout. Nick Bellore. Lefty France, smash or pass?
I'm gonna go pass on Nick Bellore. Fullback's kind of weaning out of the game of football. Granted, he is special teams guy. Be great to have him back. We can get him for fairly cheap. Sure. It's also, I think he's been in the league for about 12 years now.
Whoa.
Which is actually, he's getting there, getting to retirement. Tom Brady
have a whole lot of snaps under his belt, though.
True. That is true. But yeah, I'm gonna go pass on him. I think there could be some other guys that we could use that money for. So what do you got? You gonna swipe left or right?
I'm going to smash. And the reason I'm going to smash on Nick Ballore is multifaceted. He's been a captain for this team as a special teamer. He's been a pro bowler on the special teams. He doesn't give you much in the linebacking game, which is kind of what they had him listed at this year. And they've kind of moved away from him as a fullback as well. When they've done some of those 2 running back sets, you had a mixture of like DJ Dallas, Kenneth Walker, Rashad Penny. They've kind of been doing a dual running back instead of a true fullback, or maybe even flexing tight end in the backfield. So he doesn't give you much there, but what he does is he typically leads the team in special teams tackles, and it's an important part. And I think that he's got a lot of respect in the building. And plus, between 2 Ballores is gold. Like, the thing is, he's not playing a marquee position. I think you can get him relatively cheap for as long as he wants to play. So I think that you're not going to be putting big dollars towards him. And I think that a lot of teams just really like him. And his presence on social media for this team is some of the best.
Yeah.
So I'm going to smash.
Okay.
All right. Next guy we're going to go to was wide receiver 3 for us this year, Marquise Goodwin.
I'm going to say smash. D. Eskridge been hurt. Yeah. He's been hurt. And I felt like Marquise Goodwin definitely stepped in and made some great plays for us. He's a fast guy. So fast. And yeah, he's just one of those guys that I feel like whenever someone's on the Seahawks, a receiver, those are the guy, like some guy that's not DK or Lockett. Those guys make big plays for us. And Goodwin did that for us this year. And if we don't get any guy off of free agency, I think we should definitely get Goodwin. Keep him around. Smash. What are you going with?
We're just lockstep right now. Pass for me.
Okay.
I have some reasonings behind this. He's getting a little bit older, and typically, unless you are top tier wide receiver, you typically don't age super well. Got banged up a couple times this year. Wasn't able to be a part of postseason play. Banged up wrists, and he does give you that speed. But I'm wondering, what's it going to take to bring him back? If it's a veteran minimum, something like that. But I think when he stepped up, when DK got hurt a little bit, Tyler Lockett got hurt, you saw that he still has some juice left in the tank. So I'm wondering if someone's going to give him a little bit more money than I think the Seahawks would be comfortable with, because he came in at a relatively cheap deal. I think that he's a guy where if he was 4 years younger, I'm smashing all day. But with him, 33, I believe he'll be this year, maybe 34, a little bit of wear and tear. The speed could get zapped at some point. I don't know when. So I think it would be a multitude of factors. But I think there is, in the NFL, you're seeing younger and younger wide receivers make a bigger impact earlier and earlier in their careers. So I think I would look more towards a different direction when it comes to wide receiver 3.
I like it.
All right. Next guy we've got is center Austin Blythe. Smash or pass?
I'm going to say smash. First year with the Seahawks this year. If we keep Geno around, I think we should keep him. They have a year under their belt, chemistry. And he's good experienced center and definitely learning the system. Think he could be a good pick or good keep for us. So there are definitely some other centers I'd like off free agency, but I think Austin Blythe could get him for decent price, and not too spendy. So gonna go smash. What do you got?
I'm going to go with pass. And the reason I'm going to go with pass is I think he was a below average center this year.
Yeah.
There were quite a few games where he was getting blown up at the point of attack. This is a guy that Shane Waldron is very familiar with, was center with the Rams when Shane Waldron was down there. Year before this, went to Kansas City, was penciled as the starter. They draft Creed Humphreys in the 3rd round. Creed Humphreys now an all-pro. So,
yeah. I love
takes his
Creed
spot.
Humphreys, but
Yeah, so would I. But we just got an Austin Blythe instead.
yeah, exactly.
You're telling me I could have had a Creed Humphreys, but you gave me this Austin Blythe? Come on.
Can I get a refund?
Yeah, I think he's an adequate center, but this is another position that I think with roster construction as a whole, building up your offensive line, I think is key. I think you have some of those pieces out on the perimeter. You do have, Damian Lewis, who played much better this year. You had Gabe Jackson and a guy that we're going to talk about that's an unrestricted, played better at guard this year. So I think that real piece center in there. But there were games where he was just getting ragdolled, and another guy not getting any younger. I don't know where I'd go. I mean, you look at a guy like Ethan Posick, who was a bust with us and was graded out as like a top 5 center playing for the Browns. So a lot of it's scheme specific
for sure.
But I think that bringing in Austin Blythe, him being familiar with the system and him not performing at a super high level brings me a little pause to hand over the reins for what he can do year by year contracts. I want a center that can build some continuity along this line with the young cats that we've got, in Lewis, Cross, and Lucas. Give me a guy that we can mold, maybe going in the second contract. Maybe it's a draft pick. I'll take them right now over Austin Blythe.
Yeah.
All right, next guy we've got is Cody Barton, linebacker. Lefty, what do you got?
Smash. I mean, the guy was everywhere on the field. When Jordan Brooks went down, he got even better. Not that Jordan Brooks makes him worse, but you could just exactly. And I think he ended with like 136 total tackles, just flying around the field. And I definitely think he made a name for himself and deserves to stay around with the Hawks. And having him and Jordan Brooks again would be huge. Think that would be a good duo again. So going smash. What do you got?
The first time we agree, it's a smash.
Finally. I was gonna say, if you say pass, I think you're just doing it to do it.
No, I'm gonna go with the smash here, and multitude of factors. First is had some bumps in the road earlier in the season, but got stronger as the year went along. There was a point in time where they took him off the field, whether that was matchup based or just wanted to get more of that nickel because he was being ineffective. But once they hit a wall of a couple run heavy teams, got back in, physical at the point of attack, picked off Tom Brady.
Yep.
So I'll take
the
that.
Retired GOAT.
But I think the other thing is there's not a ton of tape on him. So who's going to try to make a splash for him? What are they going to pay him? Are they going to pay him, mid-tier money? I don't think there's enough tape on him to do that. So I think, taking a lighter deal for, even if it's 1 year, I think it's beneficial to him and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So it's a smash for me because I think it would be a win all the way around. All right, next player we've got on the board, defensive lineman, Poona Ford, Lefty France, smash or pass?
I'm saying pass. I was a little disappointed in Poona this season. Didn't feel like he really made a huge impact on the defensive line. I feel like we could get or have better guys that can step in and make a bigger impact than Poona did. I think a lot of people were kind of disappointed in the performance that he had this year. Just, I think he was hyped up that it was going to be a good year and just wasn't that. So going to go pass on Puna. What are you going with? Left or right?
Call me Jason Kidd because I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
And it's for some of the reasons that you pointed out is I didn't see very many splash plays from, in years prior. If you're looking for a guy that's going to track down Kyler Murray like 4 times a year, inexplicably, it's Puna Ford.
Yeah.
And after the season, Pete Carroll, in some of his pressers after the season, said that they didn't scheme things right for Puna Ford. Well, it's the guy that's been on your team. He's the longest tenured defensive lineman on your team.
Mm-hmm.
Your defensive coordinator is your former D-line coach.
Yeah.
Like, how were you not scheming right for him? Or can he not perform in this scheme? Which I think it kind of lends itself more towards the latter. So with that, sticking in this scheme, he might not be the best fit. And I wish him the best because undrafted free agent,
sure.
Love to see those stories. He's really the biggest one we've had since the likes of Jermaine Kearse, Doug Baldwin. We had that run of just ridiculous undrafted free agents. It's a guy that's undersized, but has some athletic ability that you don't anticipate out of his body type. And
yeah,
I wish him the best, but I don't think it's going to be with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
All right. The next player we are going to talk about is guard Phil Haynes.
I'm also going pass. I honestly didn't really see much of him. I guess I don't really pay much attention to the offensive line, but
not the best. Wunder kids look for the blitz in the camp, I guess.
But yeah, just played a little bit, nothing special. I think we got Gabe Jackson and Dion Lewis that we can have at guard. Damian, sorry, not Dion. But yes, I am passing on Phil Haynes. I think we've got a couple other guys that we will do just as good as Phil Haynes. What are you going with?
To quote someone that got a little bit more popular again recently due to a Netflix series, I'm going to go with our friend Kai the Hitchhiker, and I'm going to go smash, smash, smash. The reason I'm going to do this, he's out of his rookie deal. This is a guy coming, I believe he came out of Baylor, just physical freak, and he's always been on this team. They had to limit Gabe Jackson because he has old man knees. And they said it, that we have to limit his workload.
Yeah.
And Phil Haynes, I think, outperformed Gabe Jackson this year due to the metrics that you see, like Pro Football Focus and stuff like that. There were some games where he was our highest rated offensive lineman. So what I propose is you cut Jackson, you take a dead cap hit about 4.7, and it'll free up 6.5 mil. And I think you can get Phil Haynes maybe on a 2-year deal for 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me young, hungry Phil Haynes. It's your spot. Go and make some magic. No more rotation needed. Save a little bit of cap. Hand the reins to Phil Haynes. I know it might pains you, Lefty, because you wanted to pass, but he is my smash. All right. Next guy we're going to go to is running back Rashad Penny.
Another pass for me. Injury prone back. Ken Walker proved that he should be our lead back. I think there's other guys we could get off free agency that are less injury prone and cheaper. It's not like Penny had a great year last year, but the year before that he was hurt. This year he was hurt. Do you really want to take that gamble again for maybe half a season guy? But yeah, I think there's other guys that we could grab, and Ken Walker absolutely tore it up this year, and said, move aside, Rashad. It's my time. So I'm going pass. What do you got for the pen man?
I'm going to begrudgingly pass. And last year in the offseason, signs a 1-year prove it deal with the Hawks, saying 1 year, $8 million as a prove it, like prove you can replicate what you did at the end of the 2021 year and stay healthy. And he wasn't able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because the talent's there. And the crazy thing is, as part of the Seahawks grading, John Snyder and Pete Carroll have both come out and said, Rashad Penny was a horse at San Diego State, and his, injury score for us was one of the best we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't project things in the NFL, and especially at the running back position. And I agree with you. There could be some options that are out there that we could get at a little bit more of a discount. There's other options that are going to be healthier. If it's going to be an extremely cheap deal, I'll welcome him back with open arms. But I think that because the shelf life is so short and he has been injury prone, I would not hate on him at all for going and getting that bag.
For sure.
So if he can get it, take it.
Yep. Get that money.
All right, next player we have is safety Ryan Neal.
Smash.
I was just like, smash.
He's a smasher for me. I think he stepped in big time with Jamal out.
I think he got an all-pro vote this year.
I wouldn't be surprised. There were a lot of games where he made some great plays for us, and even didn't he have a bum arm for half the season?
Yeah.
And still just made plays, laid the hammer, and he's a great guy to have if Jamal ends up getting hurt again. So I think we should re-sign him, have him in the bag. You gonna smash or pass him?
I'm gonna smash, and the tough part here is we probably can't give him market value because we already have one of the highest paid safety room in the league. And it'll be interesting to see with Jamal what happens in the recovery. It seems like he's probably pretty close to being back, should have a full training camp underneath his belt. But Ryan Neal gives you some versatility that I think Jamal doesn't give. I think Ryan Neal is very sticky in coverage as opposed where Jamal's your flash in the pan, and Ryan Neal's like that. Maybe you're making some candy and some of it got to the edge of burns, just really sticky. Like that's him. You got the sizzle for the whole. I'm making some peppermint twists, and then you're like, oh, this nice uniform, it's perfectly twisted, looks great. Then you got the other one on the side, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't look as good. Damn, it's sticky. Tastes good though. So we'll keep, but he gives you that versatility because he plays that kind of box style that you get with Jamal, but he doesn't rush the passer like Jamal gives you that piece. I think against tight ends, one of the better guys that we've had, in covering tight ends when we're in man coverage. So, and stays relatively healthy, can help you out in special teams. And I think they could get creative with some of their roster construction and coverages to make sure him and Jamal and Quandre on the same field at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Next player we've got quarterback Drew Lock.
I'm going to go pass if we don't draft a quarterback with the 5th overall pick. I think that we will, but if we don't, I would say smash. But for now, I'm going past because it's looking like we're going to try to draft a young guy. We're going to get to the other quarterback probably next, I believe. But didn't really see much of Drew Lock this year. He looked like he was
Well, you didn't
a
see him at
good
all.
sideline guy, though.
Good coin flip guy.
Yep, good coin flip guy. Knows the tails never fails. But yeah, there wasn't much to see, and I don't know what he's going to be looking for price wise, so I'm gonna go pass on him. What are you gonna do with the Loch Ness monster?
I'm gonna breadcrumb him.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep him
Explain.
on the line. I'm not sure. Like, I'm intrigued by his profile, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I'm ready to smash or pass.
Okay.
And I think that my reasoning is a little different than yours. I think that he's a good option potentially if you do draft a young quarterback. I think too many young quarterbacks get thrown into the fire, and having a guy that can at least bridge at the beginning, I think there's enough team around, because you saw what Geno did this year. It's quarterback friendly offense. You have two standout weapons at wide receiver. You have a pretty complete room in the tight end game. Your offensive line is above average, and you've got Ken Walker, who should have gotten offensive rookie of the year. So
Yeah.
with that, I think that being a year in the system, and another reason is I was talking to someone and they're like, yeah, Drew Lock is just a turnover machine. And I was like, Geno Smith was a turnover machine in his previous starting time.
Yeah.
Like, I think his turnovers, I think he was at 17 turnovers and 14 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
So
Sounds about right.
being able to rein in and seeing success that Geno had, I think that giving him an opportunity at a smaller type deal, potentially being that bridge quarterback where, if he lights it up, maybe you flip that quarterback for 2 firsts, or, you get a 3rd round compensatory pick for him the next year because someone wants to sign him to a big deal. So
Yeah.
that's what I got for Drew Lock. We got one
Like it.
player left, and that is quarterback Geno Smith. Smash or pass?
Smash. I literally have in my notes. It's Geno. We have to keep him around. I mean, his story is a true, like, you got to root for the guy. Was on multiple teams, struggled, bench player, backup quarterback, and got his chance and had a great season. No one thought the Hawks were gonna make it to the playoffs with Geno. Everyone doubted him. Yeah, not even us, but everyone doubted him, and he wants to stay around. I think we owe him maybe, but yeah, I'm gonna go smash. You gonna smash or pass, Geno?
I'm going to smash with an asterisk. It depends on what the contract comes in at. I'm good with 2-year 50 to 55 mil. But if we reach that 30 mil per year threshold, which I saw some people, Geno played pretty decently well against the 49ers in the playoffs. And then Dak Prescott the next week looks really bad. And then during that game, I saw a lot of Seahawks Twitter saying, not a good day for the people that think Geno shouldn't be getting 30 mil a year, which I want the guy to get paid. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for him in certain situations that make a lot of sense. You have the Jets, the Titans, the Colts, the Raiders are all teams that feel pretty strong about where they're sitting. But the big question right now is a quarterback for all those teams. So I think with Geno, if we're getting to that 30 mil range, I'm going to have to reluctantly pass, because I want to build a roster where your quarterback is the cherry on top. And if you're paying extra money, that means we're taking money away from other places. And granted, the game goes through the quarterback, but Geno Smith's a 500 player.
Yeah.
They played 18 games this year, and the Seahawks were 9-9. He's a 500 player. Does he do some great things? Does he put some balls in places? Does he have great arm talent? Yes. How many games did he come from behind victories? 2 against the Rams, the very depleted Rams.
Yeah.
You know, he won the games he was supposed to, won a couple they weren't. But on those games, it wasn't all on his back. A lot of those games, Ken Walker was balling. And then the games where they needed him, he made some plays. Like the Saints game. That game, the defense let you down, and Geno Smith diming all over the place.
Yeah.
So would I rather defense improve or have a guy that might not hit all those dimes? We take, away 3 to 5, completion percentage points. Are we going to be in a better spot by giving up 3 to 5 less points defensively, or reduce our completion percentage by 3 to 5? I think the defense will help you out there.
Yeah.
But so that's why I got it with an asterisk. With what he did, the story, Pro Bowl year, all great things, and I think he deserves everything he's going to get. But being a GM, I got to look at the bottom line. I got to put together a roster where we've got a good young core with a bunch of young guys that are starting to play pretty well, especially offensively together. Do we then keep Drew Lock, insert a rookie quarterback at some point to grow with that young core? Maybe. I think it all comes down to dollars and cents.
Yeah. It's always about the money.
And it's all about that action. And we're all about that action on you hopping over to social media. That's right. What a lead into this. Go over to Twitter, follow me at The Real Coach Red, on Instagram at @TheReal_Coach Red. Hop on over to the YouTube, follow the page there, subscribe, hammer some like buttons. This one may or may not be on there. It's to be determined by @KillingCain, where you can find him on Twitter and YouTube. Or Lefty, where you at?
You can follow me on Twitter at Lefty France, on Instagram at DFrance13. Go over, follow the pod at Coach Red Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us. Do it.
And as always, stay fresh.
Stay fresh, peeps.
Peace.